for today. I have typed out topic for today in the chat section. So I think a couple of weeks ago, we spoke about wellness, and we were speaking about different aspects of wellness and how we are able to just make sure that we are taking we're taking good care of our well-being in the different aspects. And we spoke about mental wellness. We spoke a bit about the physical. We spoke about even the financial, I think, a few days ago. So today I just wanted us to talk about emotional wellness or emotional well-being, and how we are able to take care of that, just to make sure that because emotions are a huge part of who we are as human beings. And I feel like it's very important, even as we're coming in every single day, to work, that our emotional well-being is in the right place. I think I mentioned that one of the reasons why we have these meetings is that so that once you're in this place having meetings, even though we are all working from home, that our mental capacity or our mindset has now moved from we're at home to now it's time to work. So, but I feel like our emotional well-being is very important even as we do our work, because if you're not well emotionally, then it will be very hard for you, to be able to to do your work in the most effective way. I don't know if you've met people who you might be speaking to them and they will snap at somebody who they're not supposed to maybe snap at, but it's just a ripple effect of something that maybe they have not dealt with emotionally. So please feel free to just share with me what you guys think about it. Take care of
okay. I just wanted to mention that I think emotional wellness, our emotional wellness is really dependent on people that we are having interaction with, and people that are we live with, our friends, and every people that we have any interaction with. I think this is a really important factor in our emotional wellness, because any interaction that you have with people that you have interaction with people can cause mental issues for you. Even for example, if you have a friend that always complains and always give you negative energy, and I think this is really important to keep our relationship healthy. And in this and to do this, I think we need to choose people that are near us wisely. Of course, that we cannot choose some people that we have interaction with. For example, family has always been a holy thing in history, I think. And but it is possible that you have a toxic person in your family. Maybe this is your sister, maybe even this is your parent, and especially with this generation gap that these days is common. Having problems with your parents is really common, I think, and is really usual. So in my country, family is always a respected group, and they always tell us that this is your mother, this is your father, you always have to respect them. But I think this is not true because maybe all of us are humans. Maybe your mother isn't a good person. Maybe your father hurts you. Maybe they do not care about your emotional wellness, your mental health, and I think this is not true that we make we should tolerate everything that happens to a family. I think this is not true. Even if we cannot eliminate our family from uh, our lives, but I think mental healthness and especially emotional mental health and especially emotional wellness always comes first, and you have to take care of your mental health. You have to take care of your emotions, and even if you are having trouble with your family, in my idea, you have to reduce interactions with them, and maybe you visit them less. I don't know, maybe you try to talk to them less. And I think because at the end of the day, it is you and your health and your thoughts that matter, I think. And yeah, I think the most important thing is that we mm, we we actually clean our relationship and eliminate people that are toxic, and try to build healthy relationships. Try to choose good people to be our friends, because friends are the one that we can choose actually. And yeah, I think emotional wellness depends on the people that we have interactions with.
Yeah, thank you so much, Satari. That's actually very true that yeah, one of the biggest contributors to, our emotional well-being are actually the people who we spend our time with. And yeah, it is important to be able to choose the right people to have, around us. Yeah. So thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, anyone else want to share?
Yeah. So our topic is emotional wellness, how to take care of our emotional well-being. Okay, and as we all know, emotional well-being is how well people cope with life challenges or negative emotions, how we can be able to cope with such things whenever they come into our life. So for me, some of the things that I think are necessary for us to take as an individual is, first of all, one, we should always try to learn to relax and take breaks in whatever we are doing.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's one of the things that is very important. Try to relax, take break, whatever you are doing. Don't be a workaholic. Yeah, it's fine due to deadlines, but try to relax. Yeah, take break in whatever you are doing. Don't sit, like for instance, I'm sitting here since 7:50. I was here. Then I should be there up till 6 o'clock without moving out. No, I should move out. So try to take break, relax, and move out. Then be active, meaning you should be exercising regularly. Try to exercise regularly. That also will help you. I was listening to a podcast where Jim Quick was trying to say if you exercise just like your brain, it will go. So try to exercise regularly. At least if you are unable to do it, try to use at least in a week, 4 times in a week or 5 times. Exercise regularly. Try to do some basic movement and all. And also another thing here also, again, try to engage with people. By you discussing with people, you like, for instance, what we are doing now. Yeah, we engage ourselves, try to discuss, know what some of the things we're doing and all. So try to you express your feelings by you engaging with people. you'll have a mind, you discuss with people, and then you express your feelings. Another thing here also again, is for us to have enough sleep in what we try to get enough sleep. I remember James was saying here the last time, at least we should sleep for about 8 hours every single day. Yeah, 8 hours. That should be, if we are using some of these things or take them very as important as they are, then I guess it will help us a lot. If you are sleeping 8 hours a day, it will, your emotional wellness will improve. Huh? So this is my own take on this topic. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Noah. Yeah, I agree with you. I like the point that you talked about when you say that sometimes it's also good to seek help. If you're feeling that you're overwhelmed, it's always good, to seek yeah, someone else can go ahead and share.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. For me personally, I think mental and emotional wellness kind of work together in a way. But for us, the young people, it's just about you not accepting yourself, basically. Because most of the time we're trying to please others, like get into our social circles, like I think we should just accept who we are, accept your flaws, accept your strengths, accept your positive and your negative sides, and find, as Terry said, find people who accept you for who you are as well. Because if you're in a social circle where you see that you can't actually adapt to their ways, or you don't feel like you belong in this social circle, just exclude yourself from it and stress yourself out in saying, oh, maybe I'm poor in this, it kind of really affects our mental and our emotional well-being. So yeah, that's my take on it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jessica. Thank you so much. I also personally believe that, sometimes when it comes to emotional wellness, like what Jessica was saying, that sometimes we're not very accepting of ourselves. I really believe that, if you're not able to find peace, within yourself, you'll not be able to find it anywhere else. And I think that's one of the things that can really help your emotional well-being, just being able to have peace, to be at peace, just to make sure, there are no wars that are raging in your heart or within yourself. Yeah, just to be at peace with yourself. So for me, that's something that's very, very important. Yeah. James, Mariama, you guys want to share?
Yeah, actually, I think there's a guy who wrote the book called The Secret. Feeling is the secret. Goddard, I think it's Goddard, yes. So the feeling is the secret. Because as human beings, in fact, we start with thinking, then as you mail over the thought, then you feel, then the feeling comes in, then you act upon something. And here we are talking about event. In fact, we are talking about doing life. There is no way you can do something without feeling, and the feeling here, it has got some emotions. And again, it is the way we can manage those. And in a number of cases where you find, this is a very, very topical issue. It is a very nice topic, Linda, and thanks a lot to bring it up. It's not something we can exhaust because this is life. Yeah, it's life. Emotional well-being, what is it saying? It's that I must be able to manage my my feelings. And so you find that on one scale, people just shut up everything, and then they say they are macho, so they don't really have any feelings for other people, And then on the other is you kind of, anything that goes, you react to it, and eventually it affects you because you put it, you get it inside, because whatever whatever is affecting our emotions actually is coming from outside, what we see, what we hear, what we see, what we hear, what we feel. Yeah. And I will take just one example. people in, say, in office or in a place where you are gathering together and you are working together, they may talk. You say, you see, do you see Linda today? We don't know. Today we don't know what she was even doing. And then eventually you hear that, and when that message comes in, somebody will say, you know what James was talking to you about? He said that you have a square head, and he was talking so terrible things about you. And eventually, Linda would not really, there's no time even to come back to me. He said, James, did you do that? And eventually those emotions, the whole day is really spoiled, and especially where we are seeing each other. I mean, here we see each other, not exactly all of us, but we see each other once in the morning. But the body language, you say, oh, that's why even he was doing that. He was looking at me like this. I don't know why James hates me, actually. And then eventually the relationship is cut, the emotions are affected, and then just as Satere said, the place is toxic, the environment is toxic. Life in that area has gone, So the management of our emotions, in fact, that book, if you don't have to buy the book, if you just listen to it, if you put in YouTube, feeling is the key. I think feeling is the secret is the feeling, or feeling is the secret. So when we can manage our emotions, then as Noah said, you relax. Anything that we hear or that we see, let's not the emotion can come out of it, the fact that is that what I'm saying correct? Then we check it out. Is that what I'm hearing correct? We check it out. Then we tend, I think another thing is to understand each other, because surely, as again Satere said, it's about, because if you're at home and let's say you are with your parents, or you are with your spouse, or you are with siblings, those are the guys who are going to affect your evening, even if you go to office Monday to Friday during the day. Then when that environment is toxic, you don't even want to go home, and eventually all the time you have, now it brings in stress, you see. It's one of the interview questions. They say, how do you manage stress? Because if somebody is stressful, one, they are really not highly productive, and second, they are having chemicals which are eating them up, and eventually these other systems like blood pressure, heartbeat, and so on, all those come in because stress is again coming as a result of not managing the emotion, not talking about it, not really giving other people what we can give, like being kind, being forgiving, and trying to understand people, and actually try to sometimes compromise. I mean, sometimes we compromise because we want this relationship to work. So emotional well-being is so crucial. It's really at the center. It's very interesting how all these topics we pick, when you could, even if you study it, you can get a PhD in it, because it is life. Any topic that, Linda, you bring to us, it affects our life, and if we go into the details, we can actually, it's a huge thing itself. So life is a bit complex. Emotions are so key. As I said, when you think anything that we are thinking, you think, and then first of all, then you feel, and then you act upon it. So I think it is at the feeling stage, or even at the thought stage, when the thought comes and it is going to bring in negative, again, as Noah talked about, negative emotions or negativity, then I think we should subdue it at that stage and allow it to go. Don't fight it. Let's not fight it. Those who teach about this, they talk about not really fighting. When a thought comes and it's not a good thought, don't give it, first of all, don't fight it. Second, don't give it a board. Don't give it a board to be in there, and then you dwell on it, and eventually it will produce those emotions. And I think that's what, and this it's a life process. I don't think you can master this, you know. And that's the reason why we have war, by the way, up in Ukraine and Russia. It comes from there. Yeah. I mean, yeah, these leaders have got influence. They are leaders. Someone could say, I'm fighting for my people, whatever, but they've sucked in everybody, including ourselves here, because the price of energy has gone up for that. So emotional intelligence is so big, especially if you are in position of responsibility. Yeah. Thank you,
James. Thank you so much. You really mentioned some very important points when you talked about, sometimes you find people who are on the spectrum, they're either very easily angered or very it's very hard. You actually reminded me of some time back when I had a friend of mine who was kind of like on that spectrum of like anything could just spark them off, yeah. And everybody who was around them, is always walking on what they call it, like eggshells, because you don't know what you're going to say, they're going to take it the right way. So it was like anything that you could say, could easily anger them. And so in that aspect, I would say they were not able to manage their emotions in the best way. And yeah, it's just really important, even as you were talking about how, our family, like how you could wake up in the morning and you're having a good day, and then maybe a family member or somebody who you meet just does something that will just put you off, yeah. And now you're coming into work, but already your emotions are not they're not in the right place, yeah. And there's something that Mola like saying about being emotionally involved, with our clients when it comes to meetings and things like that. So just imagine if you're having a bad day and your emotions are not in the right place. So with anyone who speaks to you, it's like everything they're saying will just be going from one ear to another. You're not going to really give them that much attention, yeah. So I think that's why, it's really important just to be able to manage that, that aspect of our lives, because it's really important, as you were mentioning, James, things like that can bring wars, things like that can bring, it can actually go to, even a higher level, yeah. Things like that can, separate people if somebody is not able to manage their emotions. Things like that can separate people. You've had emotional damage, emotional abuse, and things like that. So it's just very, very key to be able to make sure that our emotional well-being is in the right place, and to make sure that we're able to manage our emotions. Be good for us, both personally and even in our work. Thank you so much, guys, for sharing. I'm not sure if Mariama can hear us. I think she's still connecting her audio. Yeah, so we'll just end our meeting here for today. Thank you so much, guys, for sharing. And yeah, I hope that we picked a thing or two from each other, and that, we'll be able to manage our emotions, in a better way. Yeah, from what we've learned here, what we've shared here today, guys. Yeah. So thank you so much. Yeah, have a good